Oh, where we at? Poets Cafe. Hey, this is like the one TV show that invites you, the viewer, that you can come to be on. Because maybe you're a writer and you don't like being alone all the time. You want to hang around with other writers. You like somebody you know you're a writer. Maybe, you know what I mean? Because, like, you just like to show your stuff, your work. Hey, get a paper and a piece of pencil and write to, Jim's going to put that little thing up there. He works in the box there. It's got Peddlar TV, apartment 129, 5 Dodge Street, Beverly, 01915. You can write in care of Jim Grant if you'd like. And we're on the Massachusetts Commonwealth Collaborative. I got it right that time. I know I did. Don't lie. Anyways, and that's Media One. Like, that's cool. Far out. Hey, we finally got it. Okay, you can be on the TV here, just like my friend Howard Kline. How are you doing, Howard?
I'm doing fine. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're not a poet though.
No,
you're not a poet. You're an artist. Look at this neat thing here you painted. This is great, huh? Can we get a little close up on that? That's like zero in on it.
Zero.
Yeah, far out. Anyways, how long you been painting?
Let's see. I started painting when I was about 18 years old, and let's see. I'll be 47 the end of the month.
Did you draw pictures and sketches when you were a kid?
Well, no. Actually, I started out my career as a lobster fisherman.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
And yes, that's quite a switch, I think, from being a lobsterman to how I get in the studio.
Yeah.
You know, well, what happened basically was we had a lot of days when I couldn't get out. The weather was just really icky, and we were hanging around, and you can just really drink so much on a bad day, basically. So I started to draw. I started to sketch the boats and the waterfront, and I had ideas, and I had no intentions of being an artist. I thought I was going to stay a fisherman my entire life.
You went to school here?
Yes, I was one of the early graduates of Montserrat College of Art.
And we have a common friend.
Yes, we do. Yes. Thor Fight.
Yeah, great man.
Yeah.
Great instructor, great artist.
Oh yeah, good guy.
Yeah, we also mentioned Kenton Sharp.
Kenton Sharp, yeah, photography teacher.
Yeah, great guys,
Yes.
great guys.
Yeah.
It's like wild. Like, tell me about that vest.
Oh, I guess I didn't feel like really going out and painting last week, so I thought I'd cut my lawn. One of the things that happens where I live is the artwork is very regional, and it tends to get a little ingrained. And what I mean by that is a lot of folks go out and paint nature and come back, and they're, I think we'd call it calendar art, basically. And for me, I would rather go out and enjoy nature and walk on the shore, or go out and, like my vest has said, on the green grass of my backyard, in the woods, and absorb this information. And I actually come home, and I sort of have like a green illness inside of me. And while my art comes out, because what happens is I have to express that. And rather than being on the spot, I let these ideas formulate in my head, Peddlar, and they come out as a painting.
I'd like to see the back. Can we show the back of that?
Oh, why? Absolutely.
The mic. Can we show the back of that? That was interesting.
Yes.
Very interesting. Can we get the back of his? Okay, freeze frame. Now turn a little bit more the other way. Yeah,
Yes.
Farrah, stop. That's cool.
I'm lined right here.
Can we zero in on that? That is very, very interesting. That's It's a bunch of either clamshells that are on a psychedelic trip or butterflies. I can't quite.
It's what would we call it? It's a variation of Walt Disney and abstract expressionism.
Wow, far
yeah, look
out.
at that.
Far out.
Hits all media from ages 13 to 73.
Wow, that is cool.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Oh, can I interject for 1 second?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
This is, I wanted to say
I lost control a long time ago.
Why not be out of control? It happens every so often.
I didn't always be the straight man, but
yeah.
Be my guest.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to tell you, because time is so valuable to you. I understand it's a short show. Well, I brought you something to help you keep time.
Wow.
Right here.
Wow,
Yeah.
far out. Far out. Can we get that? Wow, that's cool. Cool. It's like a digital sundial.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Far out.
Yeah, that's a...
Well, I just want to see what time it is. That's all.
Yeah, it is right there. We'll make sure,
Tell us a little bit about this painting here.
This painting, yes, yeah. This particular painting is my celebration of the sea, and it's a very ancient theme, and it's man as the provider, and woman as the nurturer, and or we could say the woman as the muse, is another way of putting it. And it's just the happy expression of, oh, wow, isn't it great? We live in Cape Ann. The North Shore is such a fantastic place, and here's this beautiful ocean that comes in, and here's the fisherman providing, the man providing food for the woman, and she's happy, and she's riding on top of the whale, and it's just upbeat and fun.
Wow, far out. I wish you'd brought more work.
I'm sorry I didn't too. Yeah.
I wish you brought more. Well, you're welcome to come back in the fall.
Well,
bring a bunch.
That's very
It
kind of
says
you.
here, what is it like to be an original American original? What's it like? Far out.
Well, you put yourself out there, and it's a lot of work, and it's actually, I'd say painting, I'm glad I'm on the show, because I would say the closest people that I would say in my life that I could relate to would be the poet, because really painting is very much ambiguous, and it's a lot of concepts and theories and ideas and it really inner thoughts, which is the same as in poetry, which you're trying to expose your innermost feelings, and so I feel really blessed to be on the show with a bunch of poets. And this, let's see, where was I? I have a rambling mind, which I happen to like because I talk to myself, because being an artist, you are by yourself a lot of the times, and I enjoy myself, and I like being alone painting. Now, what was I lost the track of the question?
It was cool.
Did it make sense? Sure.
Do you teach?
Do I teach? Yes, I have a service. It's called Eye for Art, and what I do is it's an artistic critiquing service, and I feel committed to helping young people come along, and it's a difficult road. It's making art isn't, like I say, there's this whole romantic myth about being a painter in our society, and it's not at all like that. It's actually basically hard work, and I say hard work and hard work and hard work, and a lot of problem solving and very cerebral. My Eye for Art service, basically, I want to help young people. I also will work with people any age, and give them so they don't have to spend. I spent like 20 years trying to figure out who I was as an artist, and I like to help people cut down some of that time and get some idea about what the lifestyle really is about, because it's not a career, it's basically a lifestyle, being a painter. So that's what the Eye for Art service.
It's kind of like being a biker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a lifestyle. You know what I mean? It's a way of life. Can we get a picture of my bike?
Yeah, look at that.
That's another form of art over there. If we can get a picture of that, that's like, because like wow, far out. I love it.
Eye for bikes.
You know, I'd like to interject a poem here, because it's like, you know, because like. The artist, like I would like to be an artist, but one thing stops me, because nobody buys pictures of stick people. You know what I mean? And if I tried to like sing, it would be like people would think like, you know what I mean, two alley cats were mating, and like I got the same like music ability as the Avon lady. Ding dong. You know what I mean? Like that's it.
Yes,
I'm done.
yes,
You know what
I
I
hear
mean?
you. Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so. But I'm a poet in like, you know what I mean, in like my friend Phil read a poem, it's basically getting older, and which is a theme that we all have to face and live, and, you know what I mean, and it's, what can you do with it? And this is like, I was sniveling to a friend of mine, you know, like this ached and that ached and that, and he said, welcome to middle age, and that's what this poem is. You ever notice when you get older, things get heavier? Another thing is they don't paint road signs as good as, that's why we get the sign on the stage, that we're going to have people straighten out the road signs. It's like, waking up middle age is a moment of confusion. Waking up middle age is a moment of loneliness. It's realizing you can't pay your brother-in-law Bobby back that $5 you owe him because he's dead. It's going to the house you grew up in and finding it gone. It's realizing all those barbarians you wished were dead are dead. Waking up middle age is forgetting the cat's name. You've already outlived 6 generations of felines, and every one of them is taking a piece of your heart. Waking up middle age is realizing your friend's kids you thought was almost 12 is past 20. And damn, every 12-year-old looks and acts the same, and you wonder why nature keeps making them, because they keep wearing out. Waking up middle age is realizing you can finally afford that used car you drove over when it was new, but you have to do it quick, because after the middle of the year it becomes vintage. Waking up middle age is hearing some young hip dude, 17 or so, saying we can ask that old dude over there, and realizing they're pointing towards you. Waking up middle-aged, wishing that you never made that phone call in 69, or wishing that you never made that one in 72. Or how about the letter in 76? You should have answered the damn thing. And how about 1979? You didn't have to be so haughty. You could at least wave goodbye. And now you don't even have a snapshot in your mind. Wake up middle-aged, seeing the sailor and flea collars and realizing the dog's gone, and now you got to whiz indoors all the time. Waking up middle-aged is waking up with the verses of long-lost poems of your youth on the tip of your mind, and you leap up to write them down, and like smoke, they're gone, so instead you write a poem about waking up middle-aged. And the thing is, man, like all art, man, it's like art. Your art, my art, you know what I mean? It's like all the same, man. It's like all the same, and it's so important. Like I'd like to teach. I only gave one lecture. Start at the top, work your way down. That's my thing. I gave one lecture at MIT. But you know what I mean?
That's right up there.
Yeah, it's all downhill now, man. It's all downhill, you know what I mean?
MIT, yeah.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'll probably go to prison just for saying that, but it's life. It's true, right? You know, one day they weren't paying attention. I told them, don't call security, I'm teaching the class. But we're going to break. We'll be right back right after this.
More than 140,000 Americans have joined Peace Corps. Returning home, their experiences last a lifetime. Peace Corps volunteers, changing America and changing the world. See how you can make a difference. Peace Corps, the toughest job you'll ever love.
1976, George Cisneros had a stroke. 1990, Stanley Monroe had a stroke. 1982, George Vavilas had a stroke. But stroke didn't mark the end of their lives or their lifestyles. Find out the warning signs of stroke from your American Heart Association. Because the sooner your symptoms are recognized and treated, the faster you'll get back into the swing of things.
To compete, you've got to be strong. To win, you've got to be smart. Maybe you can be one of us, the few, the proud, the Marines.
Whoa, rock and roll, we're back. Where are we at? Poets Cafe. Don't lose the... Hey, cool. Hey, we got... How you doing?
Hey, we got what? We got what?
Moose. We got Moose right here. Ed Moose.
Ed Moose Savage.
Ed Moose Savage, man, far out.
All right.
But how long you been like writing and working? What's the scene? You know?
What's the story? Want to know the shtick? Let's see. I've been doing doing a music type thing since well, let's see. Since let's see. This is the first record I put out here. This is about 1983.
Yeah.
Or is 84? Okay. Got that one there. And then this was, then I had a band, Moose and the Mud Bugs.
Wow, this is far out.
Great cover, too, by the world-renowned Bernard Zalon.
Wow.
That was about 85. And then there was a band, Siamese Triplets, and then this is what's happening these days. Ed Moose, here, want to see that? Yeah, you got that.
We got that? Wow, far out.
That's Ed Moose Savage and his Litany of Complaints, which is a two-piece.
Wow.
Although I'm only one piece of the two-piece here.
How long you been writing?
Well, I've been writing quite, even longer than that, but actually performing since, I'd say officially since about 83, except that party's just getting up, in the middle of a party and just sort of doing something.
Have you studied anywhere? I mean...
No, actually what I do for, what I do for a living, I got a shop in Alston called Picture Paradise. I sell old prints, old advertising, old photos.
Is that how you know Howard Kline?
Know Howard Kline because I went to a party for a mutual friend, Henry Farini. It was his big 40th birthday party, and just happened to get there and started jamming. with Henry and Willie Alexander and
Willie, Willie Loco,
Willie Loco Alexander, exactly. And Howard heard.
Let's get it straight. Yeah,
Howard heard the you know, what was happening, and that's how we hooked up.
Far out. Because like I'd love to see you guys do, you know, collaborative of art and stuff. You know what I mean? Like some flashes of work and sound.
Well, we wound up playing a party. They had a party there. He and Chris at their house at the gallery, and so.
Yeah, so we didn't even get a
played
chance to ask Howard about his gallery.
Oh,
Yeah, far out.
Quite a hell of a place.
Yeah, and that's where?
That's in Rockport. Well, his gallery. You're talking about his gallery.
Yeah, right.
That's in Rockport, right.
Yeah, I keep a studio in Alston. I live in Alston. I got a roommate in Alston, Mick Cusimano, one of the greatest people.
I know that guy.
You know Mick?
I know that guy.
He is one of the greatest poet people in the whole planet. Me and him are roommates. I just haven't been here for a couple of years. I haven't been home for 2 years. You know
It's a crazy world, ain't it?
Have you ever been to any parties at Rug Road?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've been that place, yeah. I mean, I don't know if I've been to his parties, but I've been there. I've been over to Rug Road, yeah.
Far. See, if you're a writer, there's a whole world out there, man, that you could be doing stuff, getting plugged into people, you know, and that's what this show's all about. It's trying to help the viewer who is hopefully a writer, an artist, who would like to either bring your work on, like our friends work here, bring your work on the show, read your work on the show, you know what I mean?
It's a great thing you're doing here,
Can we
Peddlar.
flash the thing up there, like
right here?
The little thing that just says, say, and right in care of Jim Grant. Can we put Jim's name up there? I'll really give him something high to do. They'll hate me for it. It's okay, don't worry about it. And this is, we're part of Massachusetts Commonwealth Collaborative Network Collaborative. It's Media One. I got that right. That was easy. And we hope you're watching on the show. We hope they're on the show soon. Like, tell me, have you ever, do you enjoy any other writers? Do you enjoy any writers? Like, who do you
well, I mean, I tend to be more into music than writing. I mean, as far as writers, because I like the idea of reading and stuff. I just don't read that much. But I got nothing against it. And I mean, you know, as far as that, matter of fact, my wife's a writer.
Yeah?
She writes short fiction. Yeah,
Wow.
Therese Martineau. And, but no, I'm into, you know, like somebody like Willie Loco Alexander. Now, there's a guy, he's a poet, he's a, you know, he's a musician, he's a pretty much everything. So that's somebody who I happen to, you know, he's a great inspiration there as far as that goes. But I don't know, I'm into rock and roll, and I'm into, you know, pretty much all kinds of music, and that's what sets me off. And all of the stuff here, it's all, you know, all the stuff I've ever really done is all original stuff. And I do want to say the other half of the band is Paul Bing Bang Boom Boom Dion, because he's not here tonight, he's working, so I want to make sure he's the other half of that.
Maybe we can get him in the fall. Maybe we can get him in the fall, get Howard and you and the whole gang back on here.
Yeah.
That would be great. Have Howard really bring some work, you know what I mean? Like 4 or 5 pieces.
Yeah.
That would be far out.
But if you want, I can, you know, I got a few things if you want, you know, can do a few things.
Yeah,
why
don't we go to a break, and we're going to put, right, we got Ed Moose, Savage.
Yeah.
I'm quick.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be like,
quick.
There's a naval battle being fought on land by forces armed only with commitment and compassion. Because every day, Navy volunteers combat homelessness, hunger, loneliness, and illiteracy by initiating community programs that touch people's lives. And while their exploits aren't honored with medals, it's hard to imagine a more moving tribute.
More than 140,000 Americans have joined Peace Corps. Returning home, their experiences last a lifetime. Peace Corps volunteers, changing America and changing the world. See how you can make a difference. Peace Corps, the toughest job you'll ever love.
A log cabin on the lake. Just me and my wife and fishing.
I can tell you what I won't do. Won't just curl up and vegetate.
Do something I've wanted to do since college. Go back to college.
Eating un crucero. Alaska.
Secure your retirement plans with U.S. savings bonds.
When you think of retirement, you think no more boss, no more responsibilities, but it also means no more paycheck. So where will the money come from?
I have a pension plan where I work, but will I still be working there 20 years from now?
Start saving for retirement now with U.S. savings bonds. They're the easy way to save. They're the safe way to invest in your future. Get details where you work or bank, or write U.S. Savings Bonds, Department of the Treasury, Washington, D.C. 20226.
Look, you work too hard not to reward yourself when you retire.
Take stock in America. U.S. Savings Bonds.
Whoa, just moving this time bit here. All right, I'm going to do some, I've got a thing called Ed Moose Savage and his Litany of Complaints, which generally, like I was saying earlier, is a duo with Paul Dion. But tonight, it's just me here, and I'm going to do a few of those pieces. Got one called Dive Bombing Pigeons, the first one here. Dive bombing pigeons, antagonizing patrons, school skipping juveniles, freaking out matrons, five-legged doggies making more money than coal-digging miners. That's really not so funny. Gin-sucking bums sleeping on a corner, boxing gloved maggots down the street they are a-storming, while you and I just shudder reading papers about warnings. Seems like tomorrow we won't see another dawning. Poets write down words, but seldom do we notice the spaces in between is really love they focus. Clear days come every so often, covered with saran wrap to protect us from conditions. Music is the buses, diesel fumes are hissing. I'm always searching for the point that we are missing. All right, that's one of them. Next one here is a thing. This actually happened to me a few years ago. Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, I got the chicken pox. And this is the tale of woe. Laying in bed with the dripping drops and the chicken pox keeping company with me. With a shirt, no tie, or an alibi. Just a crusty face and some dried-up paste. In a job below, it's a Dobro. Take the spots and go. Just hit the road. Let's blow this show. Maybe sleep tonight. I got no appetite. I keep on popping pills. I gotta stop these ills. It's chicken pox. Why, just last week I was feeling beat. It was burning heat. It was head to feet. It was flu, I was told. Then the spots appear. Could it be I flare? I wear big man socks. I got the chicken pox. But where's the itch? There must be a hitch. Like just add a day and time to scratch away. But you mustn't scratch it with scars. You'll pass into the future tense. Just like skin with dents. When I was young with chicken pox around, I never scratched my skin. What a lucky kid. Everyone would say it gets worse with age. You better get it now and get it over with. I remember hearing that 40 times I thought. Now I'm 40 years and I'm finally caught with the chicken pox, the dreaded chicken pox, dreaded chicken pox, dreaded chicken pox, dreaded chicken pox. All right. We got that one here. Both those two are on that record, by the way. For all you people out there in TV land, they gotta have it. All right, so let's see. I got another one here. This here piece is, this here piece is called Cup of Tea. Well, I went to a restaurant to get a cup of tea because I can't drink the bean no more. I ordered it to go because I didn't have much time. Then they asked me, do I want it to be large or be small? Coffee, I can see a difference in the size means a difference in the price. Yeah, I can understand. But tea, you just had water, so why eject the price? Why eject the price? I cannot understand. A tea bag is a tea bag, whether large or small. Hot water is hot water. That is obvious to all. You mix them up together and get a cup of tea. So why you gotta charge me just to take an extra pee? Coffee, I can see a difference in the size means a difference in the price. Yeah, I can understand. But tea, you just add water, so why eject the price? Why eject the price? I cannot understand. Add another quarter. Why not add another dime? Maybe just a nickel might as well be drinking wine. I hear this voice a-calling. That's what really blows my mind. That large tea that you ordered gonna cost $1.09. Coffee, I can see A difference in the size means a difference in the price, yeah, I can understand. But tea, it just add water, so why eject the price? Why eject the price? I cannot understand. Why eject the price? On me, I cannot see. Why eject the price? It's just a cup of tea! All right. Okay, let's see, what else we got here? I got another one here, all right, how about this one here? This is, yeah, okay, this one here is called, Is This Any Way to Be? The soup is boiling over. Kung Fu is on the TV, something tries to develop, but it just don't seem to happen. I'm alone in a time warp, falling through all existence. If I had an invention, I'd get honorable mention in the papers. Curtains crossing the street with their pet rocks. Fungus growing while smoking their cigarettes. I'm just choking on thoughts I ain't thought of yet. Is this any way to be? I see there's tires climbing mountains, flashlights dead in the gutter. Postmen stream to deliver fragments of their own imagination. I'm alone in a time warp, falling through all existence. If I had an invention, I'd get honorable mention in the papers. Curtains crossing the street with their pet rocks. Fungus growing while smoking their cigarettes. I'm just choking on thoughts I ain't thought of yet. Is this any way to be? Confidential shoe store salesman playing king of the scrap heap. Cameras snap out pictures while slow dancing with their flash cubes. Carpets turning up their noses. Milk and cookies eating children. I'm not tied. I'm not wired to a system blowing bubbles. Curtains crossing the street with their pet rocks. Fungus growing while smoking their cigarettes. I'm just choking on thoughts I ain't thought of yet. Is this any way to be? Okay, how about we do a piece called, well, this is all about the attributes of vinyl siding. Have you got a house you don't want to paint? The thought of that work just wants to make you faint. 3-family house with some fancy trim. If you paint it now, you have to paint it again. Cover it up with aluminum siding. Cover it up with vinyl siding. Cover it up with aluminum siding. Cover it up with vinyl siding. Make it look good. Make it look nice. Make it last long. Just look at our price. Have you gotten sick of putty in windows? Wood means work and lots less movie shows. Don't be dumb and living in the past. We'll give you vinyl replacements and only a flash. Cover it up with aluminum siding. Cover it up with vinyl siding. Cover it up with aluminum siding. Cover it up with vinyl siding. Make it look good. Make it look nice. Make it last long. Just look at our price. You drive down the road in the day and night. Sight that you see is now so out of sight. House after house with no peel and paint. Covering these houses is wood. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Vinyl or metal, we don't really care. If you're worried about maintenance, you have an affair, so listen to us and we'll put an end to two-tone painting, make it work for our friends. Cover it up with aluminum siding, cover it up with vinyl siding, cover it up with aluminum siding, cover it up with vinyl siding, make it look good, make it look nice, make it last long, just look at our price. I know that Peddlar has a piece that's all about nickels, and if he had a nickel for every old thing that he had, this here piece is called Just a Nickel. So I've been around and I've been abused. People say I'm heavy and I ain't got much use. You roll me up in 40s, my big chance for glory. But when you add it up, I'm really not so much. I'm just a nickel. Sometimes a dirty one. I try my hardest, but I'm just garbage to some. At one time I ruled a phone booth. I could get you dancing footloose. You could trade me for a soda. I got respect. Now that's all over. Nickels ruled the 30s. We bought ice cream, we bought candy. And now the kids, they all want quarters. Now the kids, they all want dollars. I'm just a nickel. Sometimes a shiny one. I try my hardest, but I'm just garbage to some. I'm just a nickel. Sometimes a